Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Muamalat bin Razlan from Group BA2722E and today I will be discussing on car financing by Muamalat Bank. So before we going any further, let me introduce to the team members. So this is our team. We got myself, Muamalat bin Razlan, and this is my pair, AHMAD AMEER bin Suffian. Now let's have a look at the regulation of the product. So the product here is referring to the financing contract that they use. And for Muamalat Bank, they use Murabahah contract. But before this, during our interview session, we have discovered that Muamalat Bank in the past have used another contract called ITAB or Ijarah Summa Albat contract. Only in the recent year, they have changed into Murabaha contract. So here is an example of regulation of Murabaha. Firstly, the buyer, let's name him Ali. Ali goes to the bank to make contract to buy the car that he want. Then Muamalat Bank would buy the car from the seller for the actual price. Let's say the price of the car is 100,000 ringgit Malaysia. The bank would buy it for 100,000 ringgit Malaysia. Then the bank, Muamalat Bank, will sell it to the buyer for a markup price of 109,000 ringgit Malaysia. And Ali going to pay the installment over the 3 years as agreed. So there is a way to make it compliance with the Sharia because there is no involvement of interest or riba because the price is an agreed markup price between the buyer Ali and the bank, Muamalat Bank. Next. So now let's have a look at the minimum requirement for the contract. So I separate this into two categories, the borrower and the vehicle. So first, the borrower age must be in between 80 to 70 years old at the starting of the contract and must not be exceeding 75 years old at the end of the payment. Meaning that if Ali were to be in 9 years contract, she must not be older than 75-year-old at the end of the payment. Secondly, the nationality of the borrower. So the contract is open for both Malaysian and non-Malaysian citizenship, meaning that everyone can apply for the contract regardless of their citizenship. Next, we look at the in terms of vehicle. So Muamalat Bank actually accept all kind of vehicle like new or used vehicle and also the national or import or reconditioned cars. Next, we're going to look at in terms of the borrower's income. So first, we have national car. The minimum gross monthly income required is at 1,500 ringgit Malaysia for cars like Beza, Alzia, and Myvi. Meanwhile, cars like Alza, Ativa, and Aris require the minimum gross monthly income to be 2,500 ringgit Malaysia. And also for imported car, the minimum requirement is 2,500 ringgit Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Amir Arif and I will take over this presentation. Now let's go through the modus operandi or the overall process involved in applying for car financing with Bank Muamalat. First, under the application process, the customer needs to choose their desired car and make an initial deposit, which is usually 10% of the car's price. After that, they must submit several documents. This includes their IC, driving license, recent payslips, and bank statements. These documents are important for the bank to assess the customer's financial eligibility. Next, we move to the financing structure. In this step, Bank Muamalat will purchase the car directly from the dealer. Then, the customer leases the car from the bank through monthly installments, which are fixed and based on a pre-agreed profit rate. This leasing period typically lasts between 5 to 9 years. Once the final payment is made, the ownership of the car is transferred to the customer. Lastly, under contract and repayment terms, the monthly payments are clearly fixed throughout the financing term, providing customers with stability and easy financial planning. At the end of the term, the customer pays a small final amount and officially becomes the full owner of the vehicle. This structure reflects Bank Muamalat's commitment to Sharia compliance, avoiding interest-based charges while offering transparent and fair terms. Although Bank Muamalat offers many advantages, there are still a few challenges that customers should be aware of. The first challenge involves early settlement charges. While Bank Muamalat does provide an IBRA or rebate if you settle your loan early, the process can be more complex compared to conventional banks. It may involve giving early notice and submitting extra documentation before the settlement can be processed. This can reduce flexibility for customers who plan to pay off their loans ahead of time. The second challenge is the limited promotional perks. Unlike conventional banks or credit companies that often offer zero interest deals, cashback, or attractive seasonal promotions, Islamic banks like Muamalat are bound by Sharia principles. This means some common marketing perks may not be available due to compliance restrictions. Lastly, there's less digital convenience in certain processes. Although Bank Muamalat is actively working to improve its digital banking features, some procedures like early settlement or loan restructuring may still require customers to visit the branch in person and complete manual paperwork. Despite these limitations, it's important to note that many of these challenges are being addressed through ongoing digital transformation and customer service improvements.
Now, let's address a pivotal question that often arises. Why is Islamic banking considered better than its conventional counterparts? Our previous discussion on the financing process directly illustrates this key advantage. We can highlight three primary reasons, stemming from the very structure of Islamic financial transactions. Firstly, the foundational principle of Sharia compliance, especially the strict prohibition of riba or interest. This is a critical differentiator. In Islamic banking, profits are derived from actual trade, leasing or partnerships in real assets, not from the charging of interest on borrowed money. This fundamentally means the financial system is asset-backed and equity-based, which tends to promote greater stability and reduce the risk of speculative bubbles, often associated with interest-based debt. It fosters a more transparent and fair exchange where the profit is pre-agreed and clearly understood. Secondly, the unwavering commitment to the ethical use of funds. This isn't just a guideline, it's a core tenet. Funds provided through Islamic finance are meticulously screened to ensure they are only invested in or used for permissible and socially responsible activities. This prevents investment in industries deemed harmful or unethical, such as those involving alcohol, gambling, or conventional armaments. The continuous oversight by Sharia board ensures that ethical considerations are integrated at every level of operation, providing a layer of moral governance that is unique to Islamic finance. And thirdly, the distinct approach to Islamic late payment charges, which are explicitly non-profit based. Unlike conventional banking, where late fees often contribute to a bank's profit, Islamic finance views these charges differently. They are generally collected to cover actual administrative costs incurred due to the delay, or they are directed towards charitable cause. This reflects a more compassionate and socially conscious stance, ensuring that financial difficulties faced by customers are not exploited for additional profit, thereby fostering trust and mutual respect within the financial relationship. These three elements, the absence of interest, the insistence on ethical investment, and the non-profit nature of late fees, collectively form a robust argument for why Islamic banking offers a more equitable, stable, and morally aligned financial system. This comprehensive approach is what truly distinguishes it. So the conclusion for this presentation is Bank Muamalat's car financing stands out as a comprehensive, ethical and customer-friendly alternative to conventional loan. Built on Sharia compliant principles, it eliminates interest or riba and offers transparent fixed profit rates that make financial planning easier and more predictable. With flexible financing options such as auto-grad for fresh graduates, step-up plans for easier early repayment, and special green vehicle packages, the bank caters to diverse needs while promoting responsible borrowing. Customers also benefit from features like high financing margins, minimal hidden charges, and IBRA or rebates for early settlement, something rarely found in conventional banking. Overall, Bank Muamalat's car financing is more than just a loan. It's a practical, fair, and principled financial solution that supports both your personal goals and ethical values. And to finish this presentation, here's the picture of me and Ahnaf with the Bank Muamalat's employee, and that is one Muhammad Farid and Ahmad Fazli. One Muhammad Farid holds the position as retail auto specialist, meanwhile Ahmad Fazli holds the position as branch reach officer East Coast region. Thank you for your time.